Hey there, Centrones. This is the JUNO X, and it is a hardware synthesizer from Roland. Here's what Roland has to say on their website about the JUNO X. JUNO X elevates Roland's legendary synthesizer series into a new era, fusing authentic vintage spirit with modern creative power. Compose and perform with the next generation JUNO X engine. Historic JUNO-60 and JUNO-106 models, sounds from the X, V, 5080, and RD pianos, model expansions, and more. And bring them all together with a familiar hands-on interface that welcomes you like an old friend, backed by the immense range of Zen Core synthesis system. JUNO X goes wherever your music lives, past, present, or future. Okay, that is from the Roland website. They're definitely hyping this up. This is not an analog synthesizer. This is a digital synthesizer. And I don't know what they're talking about in this statement where they're making it sound like the JUNO X engine, but they're calling it the next generation. So I'm not exactly sure what they mean by that, unless they're coming out with a new generation of synthesis that's going to play nice with the Zen Core synthesis. Remember, the Zen Core is something that Roland rolled out a few years ago, and it pretty much replaces the ACB technology for their current lineup of synthesizers. But now they're talking about something called the JUNO X engine. I'm not 100% sure exactly what this is going to add to the Roland line of synthesis. You have the JUNO-60 and the JUNO-106 models. This is another word that Roland has been using aside from Zen Core. So it's my understanding that the JUNO X engine, the model engines, and the Zen Core synthesis system, that's a mouthful, are three different entities all in themselves. And it warrants some investigation into exactly what each and one of these are going to do for you and the sound palette that you're looking for. Now, visually, the JUNO X is just absolutely beautiful. And of course, it's going to immediately remind you of the JUNO-106, which I actually do have one of those. And listening to the demos coming from their website on their video here that Roland actually provides, I am not convinced that this is a replacement for a actual real JUNO-106, but I don't think that you're going to get any closer than this via software. Now, if somebody is looking for a replacement for a JUNO-106 and you don't want to go out and buy the vintage hardware, then the closest analog that you're going to get to such a instrument is going to be the Behringer DeepMind 6/12. They did a very good job of kind of recreating that sound, even though that synthesizer is not billed as a 106/JUNO-60 clone. It's not billed as such. It does come very, very close to those sounds, almost identical in some situations. So this is something that's going to come in at around $1,700, the JUNO X, as of the time of this video. And it's, again, I hate to use this reference, but to me, what Roland is doing is they're taking their cloud software and they're repackaging it into beautiful, I might add, beautiful hardware packages that gives you pretty much a MIDI controller over everything you want it to do. Now, If this package, this Juno X synth box, would add something like analog effects and analog filtering, that would be the game changer for me. The Roland Phantom 2019 actually has an analog filter, which makes it worth my while to go in and use this for what it was made for, and that is to produce some music out of the box that gives you a analog feel and sound, not just an emulation. So for those of you looking for the real analog sounds of the Juno, you're not going to find it in the Juno X, in my humble opinion. But in a mix, will anybody know? Will anybody care? And going for the price, the prices for a real Juno 106 right now, if you want to go back into the old days and grab you one of these vintage synthesizers, you're looking between $1,500 to $4,000 for a Juno 106. And let's not forget that the Juno X also has the JUNO-60 module in there. Now, I think that these software emulations sound fantastic, and they will fit into a mix just fine, and you will absolutely not really miss the vintage vibe of the original synthesizers by replacing it with a Juno X. But for the purist out there, for those who I just have the ears that want to be tickled by the analog vibe, you probably aren't going to be satisfied with another software in the box. That's just my opinion. One of the selling points of the Juno X is that they have recreated the Juno chorus inside the box, which is nothing new because Roland has been doing this in the past with their System 8 and other synthesizers. But you will get that chorus, which is something that you won't find exactly on a DeepMind 12 from Behringer, nor will you find that chorusy sound on the Polybrute or any other synth out there that's just really not a Roland synth. The emulation of the chorus is pretty well spot on, in my opinion, coming out of this. I got to hear it, and boy, does it really kind of lift the tone up on this synthesizer. It looks like a beautiful synthesizer to me. It certainly is going to sell just because of eye candy alone. Is it worth $1,700? I don't think so. I think this would be better suited in the sub $1,000 range, simply because you are getting software in a box, and Roland knows that they're going to be able to upsell the customers with plenty of add-on packs, if you will, because their Roland Cloud is what they're really pushing. I miss the days when Roland was pumping out analog synthesizers, but it looks like in this new era of synthesizers, a lot of companies are just going digital. You have to ask yourself, are you buying this for the software, or are you buying it for the interface? And most likely you're going to buy it because of the eye candy and the interface, the hands-on controls. They look great. They probably feel great. I don't know how it feels. But with that being said, is this worth $1,700? $1,699 or something like that is what it's going for as of this video. So what do you all think about the Juno X? I'm going to pass on it. Hit that subscribe button, tap that bell, and above all, keep calm and synth on.
And here's a vintage style Juno 106 arpeggio.